am back, and apparently Miraculous Ladybug Season 3 was terrible, and the fandom is mad because of its repetitive formula, lack of character development, and rushed plot points. And that kind of surprises me, because why just Season 3? I mean, I was under the impression that every season was awful and hard to watch. I've never liked this show. But on that note, I have watched all 3 seasons on Netflix, which is out of order apparently because I didn't notice, because who cares? I noticed a sudden barrage of rant videos about the problems in Miraculous Ladybug, and because finally I had some tea that I could drink. The show has caused me a lot of surreal confusion, about the same way that Twin Peaks did, to be honest. When I tried to watch Twin Peaks, I managed like 3 episodes and hated every second of it. And I looked on the internet expecting there to be as much hate as I felt towards the show from other people, except I found absolutely nothing. I just found comment after comment and essay after essay praising Twin Peaks as a masterpiece of pure genius. I started wondering what episode of The Twilight Zone I'd walked in, to be honest. To be fair though, I don't think Twin Peaks was marketed to be very well because its streaming service with a red in happens to be really bad at giving you a synopsis with any useful information whatsoever, and therefore any interest in the movie itself. Twin Peaks was just marketed like a typical murder show, and that was probably my bad for not looking into it. But after the one dude seems more interested about coffee and pie than the murder itself, and that one annoying chick starts awkwardly dancing in the diner, I was like, that's it, I'm out. So yeah, my interest remains doubly unpiqued. But back to the main topic. Miraculous Ladybug is my guilty pleasure. I do give it that. It's like watching The Room or Mystery Science Theater 3000. You watch it because it's bad and funny and you want to know where it's going. When I was first introduced to the show, it was through its original 2D animated anime-style trailer, and I got excited because I thought it looked pretty good. And I started looking for episodes to watch, and what I got was this cringy, fast-paced, unfunny slapstick 3D animation instead, which was kind of heartbreaking. And I'm not hating on 3D animation, because I love a lot of movies that are also 3D, but this show's style is so ugly, and it's just so plastic. I could see it for like a cheap Polly Pocket animated show or a Barbie movie, but not what is technically supposed to be a French magical girl anime. The characters make some of the ugliest facial expressions sometimes, and by sometimes I mean like a lot, most of the time. And I realized this show was basically in production hell for a while, due to some information that I was able to gather through the few other video essays I watched. And I get that. Really, I do. But from what I understand, the main issue was Marinette's spotted outfit because it created a strobing effect, and that is the stupidest thing I've heard, if that was the only issue. Because just redesign her outfit. I don't see how that could be impossible. If you watch any pilot or trailer for a series, you will notice that the characters will look nothing like they do in the final show. And a little outfit tweak isn't that big of a change. You just put the dots in a better location and make less of them, or do that pattern thingy they did on Chowder. Even, you could just 3D animate the outfit on, really, and leave the rest as it is. It's like saying, really look, this house you built for me, but I notice there's a little bit of a dirty shoe print on my linoleum floor, so you're gonna have to rebuild me a whole house. It's kind of extreme. I mean, I'm sure there were other issues, but if you notice how the show markets itself as a movie in the actual show, it's marketed as an anime-styled animated movie, which makes me think that the creator really wanted it to be an anime, so why throw all that away over a slight and easily fixable hiccup? You don't change your whole house into a church because you want to install one stained glass window. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, there could have been more issues than that no one's talked about. It's really hard to say if you're not like a fly on the wall, but from what I heard, it just seems completely ridiculous to me. Also, I didn't realize this when I watched season 3, but apparently the creator self-inserted himself into the show because of course he did. It takes a special kind of lack of self-awareness to be depicted as a genius director who isn't recognized on your own kid show. I hadn't realized when I watched the episode because I don't care enough to look deeply into the show or its process, but I'm glad someone noticed because it's absolutely hilarious to me. You can kind of tell that whoever animated this episode doesn't like the guy, because that is not how you depict a person that you respect. But yeah, anyway, the show has always had terrible, cringy, extremely dated dialogue. It is the epitome of an adult trying to relate to their fellow teens, like, what's up? Yeet dog, faux cheesy. I don't know if that's just for the English dub. It might be better in the French, but I doubt it. It feels like the scriptwriters were trying to see how quickly they could make people's toes retreat into their bodies like scared turtles. And is it just me, or does the English dub feel kind of sped up or pitch changed when you watch it? Let me know in the comments. The only characters who aren't painful to watch and are kinda likable are the two main characters, and the rest of them just make me want to punch them in the face. The side characters have no personalities outside of what the plot needs from them within each episode, and maybe a few tropes here and there. The main characters are kinda like that too sometimes. I think the only character that has remained pretty consistent is Chloe, and she might actually be the only one who has a little development, but apparently the creator hates her and won't acknowledge it. Which could just be a deflection so people don't guess any plot developments, but I don't know. Really though, the side characters are all frustratingly, irrationally stupid for the sake of conflict, and nobody likes that. If you've ever watched Word Girl, which is a show about a girl superhero too, every character except Becky, and maybe two villains, are all dumb as bricks, but it's done very intentionally in a way that's comedic and funny. Miraculous Ladybug has never felt like that, and it's just not funny, didn't laugh. Apparently everyone was upset also that Marinette's personality, and therefore crush on Adrian, is way more creepy and obsessive, which I didn't notice watching because, once again, I don't really care enough to pay that much attention, but yeah, it gets kind of pretty weird. I agree, now that's been mentioned. I did notice that now. But it kind of feels like it was always like that, so it wasn't such a drastic and alarming change to me. And you're probably thinking, well, for someone who says they don't care, you sure seem to care a lot. I'm more than happy to rant about this show for a single video, because its popularity has always baffled me, and I need to make a video for this channel, not gonna lie. Would I dedicate a lot of my spare time to researching the show, or not play a mobile game on my phone while I'm binging it? Probably not. That's really the point I want to make here. It's not that I hate this show or that you shouldn't watch it. I just find it extremely funny and baffling how much of the fandom and following it has, despite being really kind of mediocre as a whole. I mean, yeah, it's got a cat boy in it, and the concept itself is interesting, but it's just had poor execution from the first episode, and season 3 felt just like the last two seasons to me, because I knew it was bad when I started and had no expectations for it whatsoever. So it's funny to me that anyone can say it's worse, because it went downhill upon the first episode, and now I know there's been a lot of good fan art and some good fanfics too, which I wouldn't know because I haven't gone looking for any, but that doesn't make it a good show. The dialogue is awkward, its pacing and timing and emotional maturity is hardly there, and I don't have any problem with it being repetitive because most of the Monster of the Week or Magical Girl style shows do that. They manage to get important plot points into a repetitive format, and think about, say, Phineas and Ferb. That was a repetitive show and it was still good. It can be done. Yu Yu Hakusho, for instance, is a Monster of the Week show, but conflicts don't have to get from point A to point B in one episode. Sometimes it requires several episodes to wrap up that conflict, and plot happens between. And we're just going to ignore that tournament arc. The only reason I slogged through it was for my boy Kuwabara, because he is the ultimate waifu. But Miraculous Ladybug always feels very rushed, and it has always felt that way. My point, really, is that the show's fanbase has always confused and bewildered me, and I've been fascinated by it from the very beginning. There are shows that are much better and deserve more attention, and this one just is not one of them to me. And if you do like the show, there isn't anything you can say that will change my opinion, and nothing I have said has probably changed yours, and that's fine. It's all a matter of taste in the end. It's not a personal insult. But thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. Also, if you're wondering who I ship, it's obvious. Xavier Ramir and his pigeons are 10 out of 10, best OTP, I stan. And I totally self-insert ship with Butler, Gene, John, whatever he's called, any day. Just saying. Stay safe out there, y'all.